Welcome to another episode of Speak Your Piece. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you guys watching and all that great stuff, of course. So let's go ahead and introduce our panel. We have myself, Rashawn Wilson. We also have Yo-Yo.
Hey.
Carrie.
What's going on, everybody?
Christine.
Hey.
Jonathan.
Yep.
And Steven.
Danny.
Alright, like as usual, of course, we come up with these topics in a letter. We're going to go ahead and go into one of our first topics. Our first topic deals with capital punishment or the death penalty. So the question I want to pose to everybody and the panel is, can you be a person of great or high religious, moral, or ethical value and still support the death penalty? And also, how do you view the death penalty in general? Christine, how do you feel about this?
I'm torn on the issue. I feel like there are instances where, I'm sitting there and I'm like hearing something that has happened. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead and give him the chair. But then there are a lot more instances where I see that people have been given a chair or have been given the lethal injection. And then you find out that they were innocent. So that's my problem with it. A lot of times you end up killing innocent people. So I think I probably would say, if I had to, don't do it, because we live in an imperfect world, imperfect system where you may end up executing someone who is innocent, and we find that out 15 years later, and we can't bring them back. So that's why I have a problem with it. But other than that, I can't say that I wouldn't be for it if we had a more a system that would allow us to say, okay, yeah, this person is definitely guilty, let's do it. Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm torn on it.
How do you feel as if, I can pose this for everyone, when it deals with public policy and governmental stance versus a moral or ethical or biblical stance, where sometimes they don't necessarily go together. I know that there's some, as far as in Christianity or in Judaism, where there are some histories as far as in capital punishment within their beliefs or their literature as far as in what they follow. But how do you figure out this whole moral versus religious view as far as in capital punishment when you can justify some deaths and not justify others? How do you view that, Yo-Yo?
Well, I think, first of all, it doesn't really matter as far as religion, political. The death penalty is as simple. It's just you did something that you should die for. It's wrong. You know what I mean? A person, everybody makes mistakes. I know this sounds crazy as hell, but you make a mistake. You might kill somebody. It might have been a time in your life where you were just going through something. I don't know, and I can't even give any kind of justifiable reason for that. But don't you think that a person would benefit more to live with what they did than to just take them out? You know what I mean? And it's so funny because this question comes up all the time, and I think, well, gee, if I did something, or if I committed a crime, or people thought I committed a crime, maybe I could have the choice to die or to live with it. Both of them are pretty messed up. Would you rather be in jail the rest of your life, or would you rather die? That guy Troy, for example, there's this issue, this Troy man that, you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't remember.
Troy Davis.
Troy Davis, yeah. What if he was given the choice, okay, you can either take the chair or you can stay the rest of your life in jail and try to fight for justice? Do you think that he would have chose to die because he may have exhausted all of his opportunities? Or do you think that he would have chose, you know what, I'm going to continue to fight? So I just think that the death penalty is really an easy way out. It seems like people just kind of, the death penalty is just like, oh, well, it's done. It's like to calm the people down. But it really doesn't do anything but control the population in prison.
What about those extreme situations where you really just have, some straight up unremorseful nut out there? Like, do you not feel
I have a cousin who's missing, and the person but they haven't found his body, and the reason why
Right.
is because this person has says, yes, I killed your cousin, but I'm not going to tell you where his body is. So this person is walking around freer than me and you. He's eating, he's doing whatever he got to do, but he knows that he killed my cousin. I don't think he should die at all. I don't want him to die. I want him to live with that. I want him to repent. I want him to say, you know what, I'm sorry. Huh?
But that doesn't bother you that, I mean, if he's a nut, it's not gonna eat at him. I mean, clearly at this point, it's not gonna.
But how do you know it's not gonna eat at him? Like, people change. Like, people, like, when you are in prison, you are cut off from the world. You have time to reflect. You have time to meet, to talk to other prisoners. You guys have time to, like, really decide what is the whole meaning of life. Maybe he is a nut and this will never happen, and he'll be like, whatever, I don't care, I killed him. But I think the easy way out is to kill a person.
You guys remember Charles Manson?
Yeah.
Charles Manson?
Yeah. In prison all these years, just as nutty. I mean, sometimes you just insane, you crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't necessarily think that what you're saying, not everybody comes out like that old Damon Wayans sketch of the guy that's like, the interpretations of the ramification. Not everybody comes out all changed and different. That doesn't happen like that.
So
Some
Steven,
people are too nuts. You just nuts.
Never had anybody in my family to be murdered or killed or anything like that. Actually, you know what? Thinking back, I did. My grandfather was killed, and his killer never saw a day in prison. But this was before I was born. But as far as that's concerned, I'm not for capital punishment simply because of what you just stated. I don't feel like that's my call to say when it's somebody else's time to die.
Right.
I had nothing to do with the creation of their life. So how could I be the person that decides, okay, this is your time to go because of the decision that you made?
Let me ask you a question. You don't think that somewhere in your mind is going to reason in your mind that, like, let's say, something like that happened to somebody in your family. You don't think it's going to reason in your mind like, hey, who is that person to have the right, to say that about my loved one that they killed? You know what I'm saying? And you don't think that's going to reason in your...
Oh, my bad, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, I was finished.
Yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. Hey, and that's why I said, as of now, my stance is this because I haven't had it happen to me in the years where I was actually alive to see this happen, to have to go through all those feelings, emotions, and everything like that. At the same time, you can reason it out all day that you now have this power, but really, why do you have that power? Because somebody else took it upon themselves to do something to you, so now that makes it okay, and now that means that you equally have that same power? It doesn't mean that. It just means that they went out and they did something, but it doesn't give me that same equal power to go out and decide, okay, it's time for you to die.
I wish death on anybody, no matter what they did. I would never wish death on anybody. I just couldn't. Even though, I've never read the Bible, but I do know, I did read the 10 Commandments in the back, and it said, thou shalt not kill. I'm through.
all right, the next topic, guys, we want to discuss is a relationship-based topic. Does age or should age play a factor when dating or looking to become married? How do y'all feel with age and dating, either under your age or over your age? Let's start with Yolanda, because she seems like she has a face that she's ready to speak about this. How do you feel about age and relationships, Yo-Yo?
Well, I think age is nothing but a number, but however...
Come on, Aaliyah.
But however, you have to be ready for what comes with that. I just broke up with my boyfriend about 2 weeks ago. He was 19 years older than me. And, the reason why we broke up, I think, was kind of an age-based sort of thing. Like, he just wasn't into the stuff I'm into. Like, I'm out here trying to function.
Exercising.
Yeah. No, he was...
I'm trying to live. He's about to die.
Solid foods.
They just seem to,
She listened to Lil Wayne on her CD player. He listened to Ray Charles on the record player.
Jazz. And I'm
he has a catheter, and she wants to use a regular bathroom.
Y'all let talk.
Anyway.
You got to go to the one with the rail on the inside.
Come on, guys. It takes a very mature person to deal with, an older man. It does.
Agreed.
Because you're going to look over and be like, oh, my God, you're so whack. Like, I found myself doing that. Like, God damn, I wish he was younger. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't. You have to be ready for it, and it's not always going to be fun and a great parade.
Would you discourage any of your friends, Yo-Yo, from dating older, or how about dating younger? Since you didn't date younger,
I've never dated a younger man, so I don't know.
Why not? If age is just a number.
I just haven't really been attracted to younger men. I don't like the smell of, breast milk on men's breath.
But she like denture cream though.
Yeah.
I do have a problem with dating too far outside of your age range because there are certain compatibilities that we have within people of our own age. And since we're dating to marry, me looking at dating an older woman, I particularly will not do because I want kids, and I don't want kids right now. And the older the woman gets, the less likely for complications with pregnancy. So I'd rather date someone my age, a little younger, and I don't want to date too young because it's immature. But you just have to know the person, I guess. Mm-hmm.
I say if they were in high school with me, I can date them, whether it's younger or older.
You're right. I find a problem dating someone that was born in the 90s. I just have a problem. It sounds disgusting to me. It sounds pedophilish. It does because, right, in retrospect, you're dating someone when you were a senior in high school, you're dating someone that was in 6th grade or 5th grade. Like, it wasn't cool when you were a teenager. Why is it cool now?
Well, who's thinking about that, Rashawn? Oh, when I was in 6th grade, you was... Really?
I am.
So, Rashawn, you trying to tell me when you an old, wrinkly old man and when
I'm a wrinkly old man, I'll be married to a wrinkly old woman.
Nah, some young tenderoni gonna come around and show your boobies.
Well, let's just say your perfect plan doesn't work out like that. And, for some reason, you got a young, hot chick, you know what I'm saying?
I'm questioning why she wants me. It's obviously for something else. It ain't for the sex.
It ain't for my winning personality?
I doubt that. When I'm at that age, I'm going to be grumpy and ready to die.
Hey, boy.
Can't say that, Rashawn.
Let's just say...
Waiting to die? Oh.
Let's just say you 48, okay? Let's say, how about that? And for some reason, a 26-year-old want to talk to you. And that's possible. As you see, Yolanda's over there, so it's possible.
But the same thing will come up. And I know how I am personally. Right now, I act like I'm older. I'm very, very I like ratchet music, but I'm really old acting. So I know if I'm 48, I'm not gonna be wanting to do all the things that young people do. So I know for me, I would never have a chance with a young girl trying to keep up with her.
What if she's very mature and she's lived her life and she's ready to settle down with a mature older man?
I would have to think about it honestly, but I just still see in my mind that I'm dating this little girl who could be my daughter. And it's nasty.
Yeah, right.
It might be nasty for me because old men got worms, so I don't know.
You know what? He's right because the guy that I was dating, his daughter was 2 years younger than me, and that was a little odd, and I could tell it was that was a little uneasy for him. So what is it with the
whole old people got worms? Like, you not the first woman I've ever heard say old people got worms.
Yeah,
I heard that before too.
You doing with dogs or humans?
I was in that situation, and if it came up, I really would kind of look at it like, okay. I guess same way you said, man. I mean, I know I want to have kids, so I mean, if she can't have kids, then that's going to definitely be a big factor. As in the, I don't know if I can do it, but I mean, I guess if I'm just hanging out, cooling and chilling, that's fine. But if I'm talking about building a life, I mean, I just can't imagine. And this is going to sound really shallow, because when I catch up to your age, then that means you're going to keep aging, so you're going to be really, really wrinkly and nasty looking when I'm how you look now.
The worst. A 69-year-old just had a baby in Brazil. I think you're okay.
That don't make it a good thing. All right, we've come to the portion of the show where we do the relationship letter. We want to thank everybody for sending these in. Please keep them coming. We really enjoy this portion of the show. We hope you guys do as well, and we want to keep it going. Today's letter says, "Hello, speak your piece. I have a situation, or maybe I'm paranoid. I don't know." Shaking my head. Well, I'm married. I would say happily married, but my husband has been ignoring me for the past couple of months. The conversations have gone away. The sex is non-existent, and he doesn't bother to even tell me that he loves me anymore. A couple of months ago, I ran across his Facebook account when he left it open by mistake. Okay, who am I fooling? I broke into the account. I just had to find out why he was acting crazy towards me. He must have found out that I got into his account because he finally spoke to me after months, only to ask me if I had broken into his Facebook account. I didn't find anything on there, but I swear he is always on there, and when I come around, he all of a sudden pulls up a new screen. The one thing I did find is a lot of semi-flirting from females to him, but he seems to have brushed it off in his responses to them. Before I wrote this letter, I took matters into my own hands and asked him straight up, "What's up?" He told me he was bored with the marriage and relationship as a whole. I was glad he said it because I had been bored as well. We agreed to put forth more effort to make this work since we both don't want to go through a divorce. All that sounds good, but I asked him to give up Facebook. He told me he will do whatever it takes to make the marriage work, but he's not giving that up because that's his me time and doesn't see what the issue is with it. Am I asking for too much for him to give up Facebook? What does it mean that he doesn't want to give it up?
You guys are crazy.
Well, Facebook is a lifestyle now, so I can see why he wouldn't give it up. It's a lifestyle. It's like email.
It is. It's. I don't want to say it's ridiculous for her to ask him to give it up, but it's ridiculous for her to expect him to give it up. She can ask him to not be on Facebook anymore, but the reality is, it's his personal choice.
Honestly, if he cares about the marriage and that's an insecurity for her, that would be something that I would possibly bend on, because Facebook, social networking period, has been responsible for a lot of divorces. And if he's that serious about not wanting a divorce, then he'd do whatever it takes to make it work.
So is lack of communication, and obviously this woman had a lack of communication within her relationship because she waited till it got to the point where she was snooping to tell him, to ask him what's going on, and for him to say that I'm bored with the relationship, and then her to reiterate, well, I'm bored too. Ma'am, you were bored before you realized he was doing something that he probably had no business doing. You should have said that to begin with. As we said with some of these previous relationship conversations, what don't y'all get? Like, communication lays the foundation for any relationship. When you stop communicating, you lose a lot of pieces of that foundation that sustains your relationship. Fact is, ma'am, in all reality, he's not doing something for you, and you're not doing something for him. You need to figure out what you need to do to keep him, because you're missing out on something that's grabbing his attention.
Sex.
So what do you think they should do, Rashawn?
Have sex.
Yeah.
I think they need to see a counselor.
You want to have sex,
I support marriage counselors. I think they need to see a counselor.
Well, she said it was non-existent. I mean, my thing is to answer her question. She was like, is it too much for him to give it up? I don't think so, because you were like, it's a social network, but at the same time, you said it's just like email. Yeah, that's the point. It's just like email, meaning that there's still email. If he needed to contact people or people need to contact him, it doesn't have to be anything where he's on a social network talking to people, chatting with people, doing all this other type of thing, especially if this is your wife and you say that you're willing to do anything to keep the marriage except get off Facebook. Really?
When you put it like that, it does sound kind of...
Yeah, when you put it like
that's
that.
the thing that you won't break on. You cool with not having sex. You cool with y'all not talking.
Hey, don't take my Facebook.
Y'all not doing any of this stuff. But Facebook was the straw that broke the camel's back. That's what I will not bend on.
Right.
So, basically, man, I've always been with the mindset, like, if there's anything in your relationship that, causes the person uncomfortable, the next person to be uncomfortable, you go ahead and take it out. So I definitely say in a marriage, you should definitely do that. And I mean, do you really want to be the guy that walks around and say, hey, I got a divorce because I ain't want to get off Facebook? Like, really? You want to be that guy?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like, you're stupid.
yeah, like people would.
But at the same point in time, Stephen, though, the fact that she said this is the thing. I got Facebook, and my wife, she has my password because I ain't got nothing to hide. But the fact that she broke into his Facebook account, I mean, that wasn't all the way right either, though.
Well, no. I mean, I'm not married.
You brought up a good point, John.
Better idea than what I'm saying, but if I'm married, I don't password for what? There should be no password. Everything should be wide open. We're in a marriage.
Agreed.
Are you serious?
Agreed.
I can see you saying boyfriend or girlfriend, but if I'm married, there should be nothing private.
But also, if you're married, you should have trust and not be snooping around. Also,
there you go.
And you have that conversation as well, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he needs to make sure that anything that causes division, he gets rid of it.
No, I feel like AI in this, man. We talking about Facebook? Like, like really? We in a marriage and we talking about Facebook? Like, really?
Not like a communication. Not like communication, but Facebook.
Facebook. Facebook. We supposed to be in a marriage and we talking about Facebook. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is, but that's
Just
my
talk.
answer. Anybody else any closing comments or statements for this young this young lady, excuse me.
Counseling ain't a bad thing. I mean, if y'all can find affordable, counseling, if both of y'all are cool with the counselor, go forth and let them help you.
I'd do it for $10 an hour. I'm get somebody some money. Come to me.
That's it. Well, as usual, I mean that's it for our topics. What's up? I'm sorry. What's up?
I said, if you don't want to save your marriage, you go to Jonathan.
For $10.
$10 an hour.
$10 a month.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and close out our discussion. Not first and foremost, but we want to thank you guys for actually tuning in to this episode of Speak Your Piece. Below is a link, youtube.com/speakyourpiece. Also, facebook.com/speakyourpiece. We want to thank YBF for the advertising. And also, just get these out. This conversation should not stop here. Let them keep going. We appreciate you guys watching. And until next time, keep speaking your piece. Good night, y'all.
Like us on Facebook.